When did you realize manipulation isn't always a bad thing? Growing up, my dad always loved my mom more than she loved him, and everybody knew it. On their 10-year anniversary, he surprised her with a handwritten letter and a weekend trip, while she admitted that she forgot to get him anything. But I never really thought he needed my help until his 50th birthday. Because when I went home I saw my dad had themed the entire living room to look like their wedding day. He even wrote a menu with her 3 favorite foods, and had them all in the center of the table. There were fresh flowers everywhere, and it looked like he had spent almost $1,500 on the decorum alone. When I asked him what it was for, he told me he knew she'd been distant recently, so for his birthday he was going to surprise her with a proposal and renew their wedding vows. At that moment I knew my dad deserved the world. And when my mom finally got home from work, I expected a light beaming, eyes widening, breath catching, voice trembling love-filled reaction. But instead, she just looked around, walked over to the kitchen table and said happy birthday to my dad, before digging into the meals like a raccoon in a dumpster. She didn't even get him anything. My heart shattered as I caught sight of a tear rolling down my dad's face, and when he left the room I followed him. How long are you going to pretend this is okay? I asked, and he couldn't even look up at me while I spoke. He told me that it wasn't like she was a bad person, she just shows love differently. Well, I knew I had to do something. So, I got a girlfriend. You see, there was a girl called Vanessa in my neighborhood known for being a man-eater, and I knew she was the perfect girl to show my dad what was going on. So I brought her home to meet my family. And while we were all eating dinner, I told Vanessa I loved her for the first time. Her face contorted and she just responded with, "Thanks I guess," before going back on her phone and texting her friends. Long story short, my dad ended up kicking her out and forcing us to break up. And a few months later, my parents finally divorced and my dad found someone new. He still doesn't know that it was all thanks to Vanessa.